Welcome back to Squared Circle Jobbers. We are here in lockdown. As you can see at the minute, we are in two different locations. I'm the Ben Cocker, and I am in my home in Derby, or Heanor, Derbyshire. And over there is Mr. Stee.
In Manchester. Hello.
In Manchester, he is. Yeah, you are in Manchester. So yeah, two different locations for this one, and we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be doing a new series, and this is going to be based on our rankings. So we're going to be taking different things, different situations, and ranking them basically. And what we thought, obviously, it's quite fitting that we start off with doing a whole ranking of the jobbers. The jobbers rank the jobbers, and the categories that we've got at the very top jobbing. Is what we think is obviously being the better jobbers, the ones that we like and enjoy. A trusty putter over as a second tier down. A so-so, like a not too bothered. A waste of airtime, and then should never have been hired.
There's a few of them.
So for the one,
There's going to be a few of them.
Absolutely. So if you're ready,
I am ready.
I'm ready. Mr. Stee's ready, as you heard. So we're going to get this show on the road.
Woohoo!
So, we start off with Zach Gowen, the only superstar in WWE history to compete with one leg.
What a guy.
A little chuckle there for a disability there, Mr. Steve. That's not going to do us. That's not going to do us any favours whatsoever on YouTube.
Because it just didn't work, did it?
No, I mean he had.
But he served his purpose though.
He
so
did.
I know exactly where I'm putting.
He had a really good entrance theme. I really loved his entrance theme. It was the whole "Nobody's gonna stand in my way" that one. And obviously he had the match with Vince McMahon, and he was all involved with the storyline with Mr. America, which was Hulk Hogan. And then obviously Brock Lesnar killed him. So where on here, Mr. Steve, would you put him?
I would put him as the trusty putter over because
he
wasn't around long enough to be top jobbing. But I mean, he served his purpose. He literally got murdered by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he did.
So,
and to be honest, he
got a lot of heat for Vince.
He got over, didn't he? He was over well. So as a jobber, really, he rarely picked up wins, did he? So
no. But he served his purpose. I think that's kind of like the thing you got to think about when ranking these. He definitely served his purpose.
Of course, yeah. So Zach Gowen going in our trusty putter over. So the next one we're going to come to is we're going to look at Titus Worldwide. So obviously in this list you'll see I've got Apollo Crews as a singles competitor, and then I've got Titus Worldwide together. So obviously in the picture of this Apollo Crews, Akira Tozawa and Titus O'Neil, and then also not forgetting Dana Brooke that was in there as well as was he a data analysis?
Some crap like that.
Okay, so for me, I would probably put Titus O'Neil as so-so.
This is a really difficult one because as a stable they were okay, but like if we're kind of like including Titus O'Neil in it, he's done so much work outside of WWE as well.
Yeah.
You just can't put him in the two categories below it, so it has to be at least so-so.
Yeah, I'd put him in so-so. They weren't a great tag team. I don't think they ever got a shot at the titles.
Not that I remember.
I think they seem to be the team that put like the jobbers do. They put other teams over. But yeah, three talented superstars in their own right. Titus was okay back in the day. Obviously, we rarely see him in the ring now. So
plus, we love him for that greatest Royal Rumble spot. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'd probably say put them in the so-so. They're there as a jobber.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Cool. So we're going from one Japanese superstar to another here in obviously one of our favourites, Mr. Stee, in Yoshi Tatsu.
Top jobbing.
Why would you put Yoshi Tatsu in a top jobber?
Because he's one of the greatest superstars of all time. He deserved more. He never got his chance. I love this dude, and I can't ever remember why now.
Okay, so...
Oi! I mean, Did he put many people over? I think he was just not very well booked.
He seemed to spend his whole life on superstars.
Yeah.
But the entrance theme was really cool. Yeah, we did like Yoshitatsu, and the funny story, we actually met him on the way back from Alton Towers.
Kind of. Bit racist.
Air quotes. We met Yoshitatsu on a bus on the way back from Alton Towers. So yeah,
he's doing really well. I know we just based it on WWE, but he's doing really well outside of WWE. He was like the Bullet Club Hunter or some crap.
But it's
kind of a story.
It seems to be what happens, though, isn't it? When talent come to WWE, the fact that they arrive with a bit of buzz, and then a month later, Vince is like, "I know what's good for you, jobbing."
Yeah, but he's doing okay outside of WWE, so I'm happy with what he's doing. So
cool.
That's why I put him like high up.
Nice. Next, we're going to go for the Spirit Squad. Now, obviously, it consisted of Kenny, Johnny, Mitch, Nikki, and Mikey.
What a team!
Obviously, one of the notable ones in there was Dolph Ziggler. And obviously they had a like a revival, didn't they, of the Spirit Squad when Ziggler feuded with Miz on SmackDown. Do you remember when they did the whole? They did the whole like return, didn't they? And it was like Kenny Dykstra. I'm sure it was like Kenny Dykstra and one of the other ones. And
yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, I don't know why they sort of
really bad.
I'm not sure why that Miz used them against Ziggler. A bit weird, but hey, but. For the time in the company as the Spirit Squad, obviously they did win the tag team championships, which I think obviously the time that they did it, I was quite intrigued because it was a time period. I think it was like 2006 time when they actually came in to the company, and DX reunited, didn't they? Shortly after. And I was really intrigued by the fact that obviously five men were carrying a tag title belt, and I was thinking, like, do they have the same people? And obviously now you have the whole Freebird rule which comes in, like that the New Day use. So yeah, it was intriguing, but I kind of think that the Spirit Squad again were a bit similar to Zach Gowen in the fact that
I was going to say the same.
They were trusty putter-overs. They obviously the pop that DX got when they came back and reunited was awesome.
Absolutely.
And I think the Spirit Squad sort of played their role in the fact that they were there as McMahon's henchmen, really. So yeah, I'd put them in trusty putter-overs, and I might even put them ahead of Zach Gowen. In the fact that I think that they did a little bit more than Zach Gowen. Next up, we've got Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, and Heath Slater as a combined quartet as the Social Outcasts. Talk to me through this one.
Waste of time. To be honest, when we were going through we were making the list before this, weren't we? And for a bit, I couldn't actually remember who was in it. I mean, I remember like Dallas and stuff, but he's been in so many different of these groups now.
Yeah.
I don't know. They haven't left an impression. Did it even last long? How long did it last for?
I don't know. Again, they had a cool theme song. Obviously, I think it lasted a little while. Obviously, the fact that but Adam Rose was released, wasn't he, from his contract? So he went, and then I think obviously Slater sort of broke off and became like when they were drafted. They were like drafted. Slater went undrafted, if you remember. Around that time. So
for me, I wouldn't have put shouldn't never have been hired because that's too harsh. But for them as a stable,
I think
they
as a quartet,
didn't really get going.
I think as a quartet they were sort of a waste of airtime. I think
it could have been something good, but they just never went. They never went for it, really, did they?
And the funny fact is that obviously the only one remaining in the company is Bo Dallas. The fact that Slater is gone. Curtis Axel was released yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, waste of airtime in terms of the fact that as a quartet, waste of airtime for me. Didn't bring anything to it.
No.
So next we're going to talk about somebody that's been released as well. Well, we say released, and the fact that
no one knows anymore, do they?
We're going to go for Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan, obviously, was part of the Riot Squad, and then she had like this singles run. Was she in the Women's Elimination Chamber this year?
She was, yeah.
And but
then Shayna destroyed everyone. So,
Shayna destroyed
because they were doing a bit of a
chamber.
storyline. Like it was Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan, and it was like building up. And I thought they were going to do quite a lot in the chamber. I predicted what happened. It was kind of obvious, but I thought the Riot Squad were at least going to fight in the chamber, and it would have been a bit of a blow off, and then that was it. But then they just got battered off separately, and she did absolutely nothing, and that kind of like killed the push.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand what they did there.
I think on the road to Mania, didn't she have like a couple matches against Charlotte on Raw? She might have done. She might have had a couple of matches against Charlotte. I think a lot of people raved about her on the internet in terms of like a feud that she had on Main Event with Natalia.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I mean, I never watched it. But.
No, me neither. Because obviously it's a jobber show.
It's very jobber.
Because technically it's just the dark show. It's like the dark matches that get just that extra little bit of airtime. So for me, I would probably put Sarah Logan as maybe so-so.
Yeah, I was about to say it's so-so for me. She wasn't amazing. I mean, she did the job in the Riot Squad quite well, but she wasn't a wasted time.
No,
being a bit harsh.
Yeah, definitely.
She was okay.
Santino Marella. Let's talk about him.
Top jobbing.
And do you know what?
Favorite
I think I would
number
agree
2
with you. I think I'd agree with you. I think you put him bang on the top of the list in the fact that Santino brought so much to the company.
I think he was amazing. Like a lot of people hate him for what he did with like when he came into the Women's Royal Rumble and like when he won the Divas title, didn't he? Or am I mistaken? He
won that Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
He won the Battle Royal. I want to say he won the title, but maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just Beth Phoenix. I think he's just amazing. Everything he's done is just top notch.
Yeah, he's a great superstar. Obviously, he had the Intercontinental title when he sort of like debuted, didn't he, from the crowd when he beat Umaga, thanks to Bobby Lashley, which was good. Then obviously he had the feud with Sheamus and teamed with Kozlov, and like you said, he teamed with Beth Phoenix. Yeah, we did. But yeah, he was.
He's really good outside the ring too. Like he's set up a wrestling school as well. He trains wrestling. I think he's just great.
Yeah, he's one of the talent that are very appreciated. And definitely. Obviously they bring a lot to the business. And as a jobber, he did his role perfectly. In the fact that obviously he holds the record for least amount of time spent at the Rumble, doesn't he? The quickest elimination.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, only a jobber could do that, and Santino's the perfect guy to to hold that record, especially with his reaction of the whole I wasn't ready like that. So yeah, top jobber Santino.
Yep.
We go next to the Mean Street Posse. I think we had Pete Gas, Rodney, and Joey Abs. Obviously came in during the Attitude Era as Shane McMahon's friends, didn't they? Were very famous for wearing sweater vests. I kind of think that Rodney, which is the guy in the middle, he looks a little bit like Drake Maverick.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a bit small, but yeah.
For me, I'm torn between this. Should never been hired, or a waste of airtime.
To me, they weren't even good backup jobbers. I mean, they helped Shane in the storyline, but should have never been hired.
Obviously, Shane feuded with X-Pac, didn't he? Around Mania 15 time.
Yeah, they just did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, a few beatdowns here and there. Did they even have a match? Maybe a couple of matches, and they probably lost that too.
I remember them significantly at WrestleMania 16, where they were in the hardcore. They were in the hardcore match for the title. It was like 15 men in like a 15-minute gauntlet match, and whoever it was like a championship scramble almost.
Yeah.
And whoever was the champion at the end of the time got the belt. So, and I think one of them won the title at that point. And I think I remember one of them actually getting hit over the head with something, and they absolutely were covered in blood. Oh shit.
What have you done?
She's knocked over my cup of tea. That was funny. I just got drenched by my cat with a cup of tea. Oh dear.
Costume change.
Yeah. So costume change. Yeah. So we were talking about the mean streak policy and the fact that they should never have been hired. And we're sticking with that.
Yep.
Good.
That's the final answer.
Here's next up, Steve's a jobber that you decided to mention, and that is Nunzio. Nunzio obviously was part of ECW. I think he came over after the invasion angle with the FBI.
Yep.
They had the whole thing on SmackDown, didn't they? In which they feuded with Undertaker.
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah. So yeah, Nunzio.
He fought for the cruiserweight as well, did he not? I'd assume he would have at some point.
Yeah. He was part of the cruiserweight division, wasn't he? Prominently. So.
I just brought him up because when I think jobber, Nunzio is one of the first names which comes to my mind.
Mm. Would you put him in so-so?
Yeah, I don't think he was a waste of airtime. I think he had some okay matches. He had some okay gimmicks. He forward storylines. So, to be fair, during that SmackDown era, it was so good. So I feel like he's got like a bit of a positive boost from that.
Yeah.
Because when he was around on SmackDown, I used to love that SmackDown. It was better than Raw, I thought.
Mhm. Yeah, it was the wrestling show, wasn't it? And Raw was the show that told the stories and had the big storylines, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
But SmackDown was where the wrestling happened. So yeah, I'd say so. He was all right.
Yep.
Yeah. No Way Jose. Recently released No Way Jose. On the main roster. On the main roster, waste of airtime.
Yeah. Was he even good in NXT? I don't think he really was either.
Probably not. No.
I don't remember one good match. No good storylines apart from people.
I don't even think he ever made a takeover. Like I remember, stars that would have this whole buzz would come to takeover. They'd fight either Tyler Breeze or Ty Dillinger, and then
very true.
And then that was it. They'd face them at their first takeover, and then at the next takeover they'd be fighting for the NXT title. But I don't remember No Way Jose actually ever being at a takeover event.
I remember when he got called up and everyone was very shocked.
Yeah.
Like, they were thinking why, and then you could tell why he got called up. Vince just saw him as like some comedian jobber guy to bring up because didn't he get called up just after Fandango? After Adam Rose got fired?
Possibly.
Or released, I should say.
Possibly,
So I feel like he just filled the void of Adam Rose. Both gimmicks were crap. And he's gone. And he even said he hated his name. So I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah, definitely. No way.
Waste of time.
Yeah, definitely.
He could have been a good wrestler for all I know, but I just never got to see it.
No. Mojo Rawley.
Hate him. I mean, is he a good wrestler? No, probably not.
No, he was irritating in the Hype Bros, wasn't he?
Yep, very, very irritating. He's friends with Gronk. I'm an NFL fan, and even I hate that. He had some promos to change his gimmick, and he put paint on his face because he broke a mirror. That's a waste of time for me.
Yeah, a waste of airtime. Do you think he's worse than No Way Jose?
Yeah, I think he's worse.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, he's brought Gronk in, which is star power for WWE, and it's all about the money at the end of the day. But yeah, he's just annoying. He can't get over. No, he'll never get over.
I think Riddick Moss was more over than he was. When they had the team thing. Yeah, so Mike Kanellis, he's a man who obviously should have got so much more.
Yep.
He
got himself clean during WWE, didn't he?
Yeah, perfect.
Injured.
perfect opportunity, you know, to rejig your career and be given that opportunity. And like the whole thing with Maria and like when they debuted on SmackDown, it was quite good. I enjoyed when they debuted, and then
absolute banging theme song.
And then literally just nothing happened with him. I wouldn't say he's a trusty putter over. I'd more have say he's so-so in terms of a jobber. I'd probably rank him maybe at the top of the so-so, or maybe in between.
Yeah, I was actually close to saying waste of airtime purely just because he wasn't used at all apart from the beginning. But as a wrestler though, he probably is. He's all right. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of outside WWE stuff apart from AEW. So
I remember when he was in TNA, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was good in. Was he in Ring of Honor maybe? Or he's in
I think
New
so.
Japan,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good for them. Apparently, I mean, again, I didn't watch it. Yeah. So that's why I'm happy with it being so-so, because I think as a wrestler himself, he's all right. It's just he just went to WWE for the wrong time. I mean, it was good for him. He got his money and he got clean and he got himself out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Los Matadores and El Torito. If you remember, you go back to. I think they actually feud. Did they feud with the Social Outcasts?
Possibly, I think.
No, in fact, they feud. I tell you who they feuded with. They feuded with 3MB, didn't they?
Yeah, because 3MB had Hornswoggle with them.
Yeah, they did, and for some reason we haven't got 3MB in this video.
Yeah, true. I guess we've gone more for. Well, you don't think of 3MB as jobbers anymore purely because Jinder Mahal.
Not now. You've obviously had Mahal and McIntyre as world champions. So
poor Slater. Oh well.
For me, Matadors, waste of airtime. Primo and Epico just never hit it off.
No.
Yeah, so I think Primo, obviously, he came in a time where he was with Carlito.
Yeah, Carlito, who's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, great gimmick, I should say.
I mean, if Carlito had come back with them and like...
Well, there's big rumours about that was going to happen, wasn't it? And then they turned into these mass jobbers.
Yeah, if they had the whole stable where, you know, they had the whole Primo, Epico and Carlito.
Yeah.
It might have worked, but...
When they turned into them, their stock went down. So Vince thought this gimmick would get over, and it really, really, really didn't.
Yeah, definitely. So waste of airtime for me. I think they worse than Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
Next up, you've got the Lucha House Party, Gran Metalik, Lince Dorado, and Kalisto. 3 superstars who, well, they're good wrestlers in their own right. They do lots of flippy shit. But as a team,
Kalisto's really good on his own. Remember when he had that push?
Yeah, he had this whole run with the US. They had the whole run with the US title, didn't he? Where I'm sure he beat Ryback for the title.
I know he beat a big guy. I can't remember who he beat. Maybe it was Ryback.
It could have been Ryback or it was either Ryback or Sheamus, one of the two. That he beat for the title. Again, I think because of the standard of wrestling, I'd probably say they're around so-so in the fact that around Kanellis with the ability of wrestling, you know, they do the job.
Yeah, I'm happy with so.
Cool.
Well, I would maybe even go close to say Trusty.
So maybe
because I feel like they've put over, like they've actually had okay matches. They're not bad wrestlers, are they?
No, I guess not. No.
I'd be happy with Trusty just because they could put people over.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, cool. Al Snow, obviously is part of the Job Squad. So I think in there you had like Dwayne Gill and you had Dwayne Gill, Hardcore Holly, all that kind of nonsense in there. Again, it was the Attitude Era, so there was a lot of personalities in there. So I don't know. Al Snow probably so-so. Good wrestler.
Did he? I'm trying to think who, like, because it's so long ago now. He didn't really put much over, did he? But he was like someone they could really rely on if they needed him to be beat down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's between Trusty and so-so. I'm happy with.
I'd probably put him at the top end of so-so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Gillian Hall.
Oh, good heavens.
Gillian Hall. So she came in with this whole thing on her face, didn't she?
Yeah, until Boogeyman came along and ate it off her face.
Yeah, which was basically like a brain, wasn't it? Like on the side of her face.
Yeah, I was happy when she. More happy's a strong word. I thought she was okay with JBL and stuff. Wasn't that when he was with the cabinet and stuff?
Yeah, she sort of came in.
The Basham Brothers and stuff.
Yeah.
Orlando Jordan. That was a good faction. I enjoyed that, and she served a purpose there.
Yeah, of
then
course.
Boogeyman came along and changed her. And then she decided to wrestle.
And had a singing gimmick.
Yeah. So wrestling wise, she was okay for that kind of period of diva, I guess. But that singing gimmick was atrocious.
So I'd probably put her at the end of So-So or at the top of Waste of Airtime. Maybe even behind.
Yeah.
Maybe even behind the Social Outcasts.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
J&J Security are next.
Trusty, I'd say. I mean, as wrestlers themselves, they were okay. I mean,
yeah, Jamie Noble. Wrestlers. Jamie Noble was Cruiserweight Champion. Joey Mercury was tag team champion. Remember, he had the whole thing at Armageddon that time where Jeff Hardy sat on the ladder, didn't he? Did the leg drop on the ladder and it busted his nose up, which remember his face went...
Oh god, yeah, that was horrible. I remember showing that video for days afterwards.
And then obviously he joined CM Punk, didn't he, in the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, he's been around quite a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah. And obviously now he's like a road agent, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then obviously as the pairing, as J&J Security, like, they were Rollins' henchmen, and
I thought they were perfect for Rollins during that run.
Definitely. Yeah, they were good. Trusty put her over. I thought obviously, like in terms of that the situation that they had with like Ambrose, and the situation they had with Lesnar.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely J&J Security. Yeah. Trusty put her over.
Yep, happy with that.
James Ellsworth.
It's hard to describe that guy, he did alright when he came in. A lot of people knew about him. I didn't know when he came in, personally. I didn't know him outside in the indies.
Me neither.
I thought he was alright. He came in, he actually beat AJ Styles, didn't he, at one point, and got a title shot because of that Dean Ambrose feud.
Yeah.
If I remember that.
Well, he actually did start. He started off in squash matches, didn't he, against Braun?
Yeah. Then there was loads of people on the internet, like on social media, trying to get him a regular role. I think it was one.
Yeah, and then he had the whole thing with Carmella. After like he returned, didn't he? Did he return when Carmella was champion? Like
it wasn't. Well, he won the Money in the Bank for her.
Yeah.
And then there was a big backlash about that, so they did it again on SmackDown, and she won again.
Yeah, and then she feuded with Asuka. I remember she feuded with Asuka, and then Ellsworth was Asuka, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he had the mask. He had the mask and the wig on.
And then he got fired again later on, I guess.
Yeah. So he sort of did the job. So I might put him around there, like at the bottom of Trusty.
Yeah, he was a good character. I think the gimmick they used for him and stuff, he was really annoying, which technically is a good thing.
Yeah,
for what he did. I know I said Gillian Hall was annoying, but she was just bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm happy with James being Trusty. He did alright.
Yeah, so we got Billy Kay and Peyton Royce together as the Iconics.
Yeah, when we were talking about this, I wasn't sure about putting them on this list at all, but because they were the tag team champions.
Can you see why I put them on there? Yeah,
because at the end of the day, character-wise and the way they were booked, they were terrible tag team champions. But their characters are good. They don't win a lot, which is a shame because Peyton Royce is actually a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
She was good in NXT, I thought. For what I watched. I mean, I didn't watch NXT a lot.
I think Billy Kay was similar to like Ty Dillinger in the fact that like when a woman was debuting, like it used to be Billy Kay that was the one that would put this debuting woman over. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, obviously they won.
At least Trusty for me.
Yeah, they won the tag titles. I'd say
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'd say maybe they were better than James Ellsworth. I think Ellsworth is a worse character.
Yeah.
But then we look up further, I think even Zach Gowen might be worth moving down.
Yeah, I think he's a bit higher.
We might put him there.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
But
he was definitely better than Thingy.
Ellsworth. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, cool. Iconics as trusty putter overs. Hunico and Camacho as a tag team. Hunico obviously went on to be Sin Cara.
Apart from the fact that one of them did go to be Sin Cara, it should never have been hired. I don't remember them at all. I thought they were boring. Again, don't remember much what they did. Couldn't even name one feud they were in. Can you?
No. Maybe with the other Sin Cara. Like Hunico did have that feud with Sin Cara, didn't he?
That's what I mean. I can't even remember.
And he has
had his
he had his mask taken off. I knew that. So
yeah.
So
They did nothing. Apart from when he became Sin Cara, and then the new Sin Cara wasn't botchy Sin Cara, and he was okay for a while. But as a tag team, yeah.
Yeah. It's a thumbs down.
It is a thumbs down.
Hornswoggle, we're on to next. Horny Hornswoggle.
What a jobber.
Yeah, he was so, I think. Just meh.
He was a literal jobber. Was he a bad jobber? No. I don't think he was a bad jobber. He served his purpose again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably put him about there in the so-so, and the fact that he couldn't wrestle. It was just his character.
He had a good TLC match.
A WLC match.
Yeah, apart from that, he was Vince McMahon's son, but apparently not. He always got blamed for everything. He was like the anonymous general manager in the end.
Yeah.
Pretty good as a character, I suppose.
Yeah. He was meh. I wasn't too pleased. I didn't like him. He wasn't my kind of favourite guy.
I liked him originally when he came out with Finlay. I think that was the best part of his gimmick. That was really good.
Yeah, originally. Definitely.
I think that's what puts him in the so-so category.
Yeah, mainly. Cool. Hawkins and Ryder. I'm gonna go all out here, and I'm gonna say they're probably one of the better jobbers on the list.
Unfortunately, as Ben knows, I'm not the biggest fan of Zack Ryder.
No.
I never got to him.
But I think
in terms of not being biased, I can't say it's lower than
I think they're probably some of the better. In fact, you know what? I'd probably even put them above Yoshitatsu.
Yeah. Yoshitatsu's up there with a bit of bias. So.
Yeah. Hawkins and Ryder just... Obviously, they won the tag titles at, obviously, Mania that year. Ryder won the Intercontinental title. He was US champion. Obviously, they debuted with Edge.
Yep.
Yeah, as the Edge
They were pretty good then.
Yeah, they were good.
And Kurt Hawkins, literally, his gimmick for the last year was him losing every match.
Absolutely,
so
yeah. A jobber
putting
gimmick.
People over, jobber gimmick, and just all-round jobber.
Yeah, top guy. So, yeah, both released from the company recently as well, so...
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, so. Top jobbers for me.
Yeah, sure.
Gilberg, Dwayne Gill. Can we just do that?
Yeah, I mean,
it was shit.
I mean, it was Vince McMahon's way to try and go against Goldberg, but Jesus,
it was poor. Yeah. It was poor, Gilberg. Yeah.
Yep.
SmackDown's #1 announcer Funaki.
Top jobbing.
Top jobbing.
Or it could be some bias there. I don't know. I think maybe trusty. He did his purpose again. He was a good jobber on SmackDown back in those days.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed Funaki. Good. He was on commentator at one point as well, I think, if I remember.
He does commentary now, doesn't he?
Now he does commentary for...
Yeah, with Shun Yamaguchi or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
he's a great guy. You can tell he loves what he's doing as well, and he was perfectly happy to be in the spot he was in.
Of course. Eric Young. Now, I've not put him with Sanity because they didn't job as a team. They were dominant in NXT, then they came to the main roster and were suddenly split up because Creative didn't do anything with them as a team.
Cause of Vince.
Yeah, so I don't know. He featured in the 24/7 scene quite a lot, and then he got released, didn't he, recently? So
as a singles
competitor, go on.
What I was going to say is, in terms of his WWE career, it should have never been hired, and that's not because he's bad, not because his gimmick was bad. He just should have never gone to WWE. He was amazing in TNA or Impact, whenever it was called then.
Yeah. So for me, I'd probably put him a waste of airtime.
Yeah, waste of air. Yeah, fair.
As a singles competitor.
Because it's literally nothing against him. It's going to be the same as EC3 in a second.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
it's just WWE just hiring everybody they can get their hands on, and he never should have gone.
So let's go. Let's go about that then. EC3 the same.
Yep, because them two were class in TNA, and it's just a shame what happened. I was really excited for EC3 and NXT, and it's just a shame what happened. I remember going to see TNA when they came to Manchester and stuff, and it was like Rockstar Spud and EC3 and all these guys, and it was so good. They were proper over as well, even as heels. It's a shame what WWE did with them.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Douche and Domino with Cherry.
Yeah, so I mentioned the Cherry one, or whatever she's called, just because she's such a jobber. She came down on rollerblades. Did she even have a match? I think she had a few matches, and she just wasn't good. They should have never been hired for me. They may have won the tag team titles, but I mean, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, similar. They're not memorable to me. I don't remember them that well, to be honest. So should never been hired for me.
Jesus, terrible.
Damien Sandow.
The one which got away.
Yeah, notably became Mr. Money in the Bank. Lost Money in the Bank thanks to Vince.
I was so excited when he won Money in the Bank. Honestly,
had the amazing feud with Cody. And then jobbed. He was Miz's stunt double.
Who he played,
which was funny.
Amazingly.
It was brilliant.
He did it amazingly.
But again, do you know what? I'd probably put him either top end of there or the lower end of Trusty.
I'm going for Trusty.
Okay. So
and ahead of Ellsworth.
Maybe between the Iconics and the Lucha House Party for me then.
Yeah, I'm happy between.
Yeah,
he was good. He played his characters perfectly. He literally did nothing wrong.
Yeah, the IOVU was good when he was the intellectual saviour of the masses, and that was when he was mid card. And then and then obviously the Rhodes Scholars, which was such a good team. I thought obviously the WWE should have capitalised and had them as tag champs rather than Miz and Sandow, but
yeah. He had so much potential and they just never capitalised, unfortunately.
Yeah. Crime Time. Let's not talk. Fuck off. You're so shit.
Yep. Fair.
Crash Holly.
Either Trusty or Top Jobbing. I thought he was very good back in the day.
Do you know what? I'd actually put him as a top jobber.
Yeah, I think because he was really funny. Like his gimmicks were really good. I don't know. It was just everything he did. I just enjoyed. I really liked Crash Holly back in the day.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. I thought he was good.
When I think of like hardcore title and stuff, I literally think of like Molly Holly hitting Hurricane with a frying pan. I think of like Crash Holly. I just think of those guys. So yeah, and Crash definitely put over quite a few people back then, especially in the cruiserweight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, top job.
And he had a really good team.
Yeah, it was a good team. Good team. Again,
should have never been hired.
Girl, bye.
Yep, agreed.
Just shit. Should have stuck to dance. Should have stuck to dancing.
Yeah, and she's trying to get back as well, thinking she can get in. And it's just no.
It's not happening.
No. Stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Follow the guidelines and stay home forever. Mark Jindrak and Garrison Cade. We mentioned, didn't we? Cade and Jindrak sort of that team. They were like the up and coming team, weren't they?
Yeah, we're supposed to be.
Yeah, Jindrak was linked with Evolution, and then WWE realised that he was a dick.
Yeah, I just remember those angles. Like the invasion angle with WCW could have been so good, but as we've watched from the documentaries now, they couldn't sign over these guys because of the contracts and things.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally just signed over these not ready, absolute WCW jobbers, and they were just so bad. And
Absolutely.
it was just like I recently watched some of the stuff, and he's just terrible. Like he never should have been. Like that defines what's wrestling like is today with NXT. You can tell people have been trained and they know the WWE system now and all that stuff. He literally just got thrown into the deep end, and you could just tell, like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. So obviously Garrison Cade went on to team with Trevor Murdoch, didn't he? As he became Lance Cade, and they were a good team as a pairing.
The gimmick worked. I hated them when I was a kid, but that was just because of their team, nothing to do with the actual individual.
Yeah, reminded me a little bit of the Revival. I don't know why. The Revival, I thought were a little bit similar.
I can agree with that.
And then he sort of became like a bodyguard for Jericho.
Oh God, yeah.
Lance Cade did, and then he died, didn't he? So, where are we putting him? Waste of airtime? Or are we going?
Because it should never have been hired, but at the top.
Okay.
Because they literally should have been hired back then. They needed to be groomed.
Yeah, cool.
NXT groom.
Cool, definitely. Byron Saxton.
It's a difficult one. He's an absolute jobber. But is he a good one? Like, I know he's a commentator now, but he did used to be a wrestler.
Wasn't Byron in the same season of NXT as Titus O'Neil?
I want to say yeah, possibly.
And
maybe.
they might have ended up doing that NXT Redemption together.
Yeah, maybe. It's been a while. Like, it took me a while to remember that he was actually one of the contestants. But yeah, he failed miserably. He's an okay commentator, but
as a commentator, I'd put him in a trusty putter over.
He's improved. Because he got taken off, didn't he, for quite a while, and now he's back, and I'm finding him better than what he originally was. Before he got booted off commentary, I thought he was awful. Like when I heard Byron was on commentary, I was like,
I think he's so much better without Corey Graves as well.
Yeah, he gets proper bullied, doesn't he?
Without Corey Graves, I think he's so much better.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So.
Yeah.
The BWO. Stephen Richards, the Blue Meanie, and Hollywood Nova. Who the Hollywood Nova was? Who did he become? Simon Dean.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he became Simon Dean. Yeah, he became Simon Dean. And obviously Stevie Richards was in the Right to Censor, and the Blue Meanie's always been the Blue Meanie. As a trio, they sort of were just jobbers.
They were just kind of there, weren't they?
Yeah, I'd probably put them as maybe should never have been hired. Not by WWE anyway. They were ECW.
Yeah, fair enough. Stevie Richards on his own, it would have been a different conversation. But yeah, as a group,
he was good with Victoria. I thought Stevie Richards.
Yeah, Stevie Richards and Right to Censor. I enjoyed him with Right to Censor.
Because you hated him.
I don't think he was a bag. Yeah, exactly. As a character and like some of the gimmicks he's done really well. But if we're just talking about this specific group, no, waste of time and should never have been hired altogether.
Yeah. Brooklyn Brawler.
A very long time ago.
Should we just put him as a waste of airtime? Because he just never did bring anything. He obviously contributed to the business, but
of course
he just.
But we're talking about like our kind of like time frame now, aren't we? And it's just,
he didn't do anything significant for me. I wouldn't say like he was a waste of like a contract, but just for me, waste of airtime at the very bottom. Brodus Clay.
Brodus Clay is a very difficult one. Absolute jobber again, but I liked Brodus Clay back in the day. Yeah,
he was built up, wasn't he? The promos were that he was going to be this big monster heel.
Yep.
And then he debuted as the Funkasaurus with Cameron and Naomi as his backup dancers.
Yep.
Went on to team with Tenzai.
Yeah, fuck off.
And were just... He had the potential to be a really good star. Obviously, he was... Because he started off, obviously, on NXT when it was like the competition program. And because he was with Del Rio, if you remember.
Yeah.
And obviously was in Del Rio's corner at WrestleMania 27 when he fought Edge.
Oh, yeah.
But for me...
He could have been so much more.
Yeah.
I'm a bit biased with Brodus Clay though, because I liked him as a joke back then, and when we used to play 2K,
he was one of your guys.
He was my mid-card champion kind of guy, and I literally had him for a year undefeated. It was like the best thing we ever did. So I'm a bit biased with Brodus Clay.
For me, I've put him in Trusty Putter over.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did his role, he carried his role out well.
If we had a category called Wasted Potential, I'd put him in that.
Yeah, of course.
Because he could have been so much. He could have been a proper monster heel.
Yeah.
But they decided to make him a dancing dinosaur. And he was alright in TNA with EC3 and stuff. Again, TNA actually using them properly.
Outside of WWE, they do tend to have that success, don't they?
Yeah.
So they sort of like other companies see the fact that WWE go, right, yeah, this is you, and then other companies are like, right, okay, actually now you're not being shat on here, you're gonna do what you should have been doing there. So yeah, Trusty Putter over for me.
Yep.
Breezango, Fandango, and Tyler Breeze.
Top jobbing.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Absolutely, and I'd probably put him above Kurt Hawkins as that rider.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking that based on them separately. Well, Fandango a bit off, but Tyler Breeze on his own, I mean, he was an amazing person to job
NXT,
for.
yeah.
NXT.
Yeah.
And then that was a tag team. Some people, like, wasn't Cena really into them as well. The Fashion Files.
It was the Fashion Files that got over really well.
Yeah. That was the most look forward to segments in SmackDown for it.
Because if you remember the whole, like, it was like the board, wasn't it, with everything on that was behind, and like things that were mentioned in social media that week were sort of, you know, on that board, like on the next episode, which was quite relevant. It was quite funny because like they made like big digs, and like obviously they had like have you seen like posters, and they had John Cena on it, didn't they? And like the milk cartons of obviously, you know, saying you can't see him and stuff. So yeah.
And plus we have to say Tyler Breeze is high up because he's our friend on Up Down.
Something like that, yeah. Top jobbers. The Ascension.
Confusing one because they were freaking amazing in NXT. And then that's when they weren't jobbers though.
So let's talk about main roster.
Yeah, they didn't even get started, did they?
For me, I'd probably go so.
Yeah, they had some good. They were part of the Fashion Files for a while, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's when they were pure jobbers. They weren't even wrestling. They were just there. Wasted potential. That's my category. Of course.
There's a lot of people on here that you could put in wasted potential. Things like people like EC3, Eric Young, the Ascension, and again the next one on the list, Apollo Crews, wasted potential. And for me, I'm just going to go straight in, and I'm going to put him in one of the Trusty Putter overs, and I might even put him at the very top, based on his wrestling ability.
You're a big fan of Apollo Crews, aren't you? After you,
I like Apollo Crews.
From the NXT days as well, when you what was it, when you had a picture with him?
Yeah, we had a ringside picture. So insert
jealous.
Picture here.
So jealous. Yeah. Just because Ben used a kid to get a picture, basically. Let's just say that.
Right, last but not least, then we'll go for Alicia Fox.
See, we can't put should have never been hired, and is she a waste of her time? She puts people over sometimes. I don't like it personally, but she's deemed a legend of the Divas now.
Do you know what? I'd actually put her around there.
Trusty, yeah.
Yeah, in between Damien Sandow and Brodus Clay.
Because she still works, like, if she, as a manager role as well, you know, to go with people. But yeah, not a big fan personally, but yeah, she's done a job anyway.
Yeah. So that's our list then, Mr. Stee. That's our list. Who tops
done.
your list as the greatest jobber of all time? We've gone for Santino Marella. A little bit of bias there from us, but hey,
there's a lot of bias.
but yeah, this is on tier maker now. So if you guys disagree with us and want to rank your own jobbers, have a go, share it with us, share in the comments if there's anything that that you disagree with. As my camera now flashes red, is probably a good time to go. It's a good time to sign out. So, Mr. Steve, thank you very much for joining me on the debut episode of Squared Circle Jobbers Does Ranking.
No worries.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks for having me on my own channel.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's all right.
Yeah, like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we'll see you for more ranking in the future, hopefully.
Yes.
Got plenty of ideas, and we'll see you for some GM mode, Wednesdays, 9 PM, and Universe mode will come back eventually.
I mean, the game's cancelled, it's just a load of shit. See you later.
Obligatory wave, just to end. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
We love you. We love you.
Bye. Bye.